So this podcast is all about unlocking your spiritual gifts, right? You're a medium, right? Which is so interesting.
Yes, yes. Actually, I help people to discover their mediumship, their psychic abilities. So it's a passion for me. It's really
How did how did that actually start for you? How did you discover your own spiritual gifts with mediumship?
actually it started at 17 years old, honestly, but I didn't trust myself, and I think it was quite funny at that time. And then I was a total skeptical person. So for many many years, so I used to work in finance for for a very long time actually in Geneva.
Uh-huh.
And then suddenly during night, I realized that I've heard a voice, a real voice, and really at wake up actually in the morning, like a voice speaking in your, close to you, very close actually. And I realized that it was not normal actually. And then I started to investigate on regressive hypnosis, for instance. So Akashic records, as well past lives, children who uh, who know what happened to them in different lives, for instance. So many things, and then a workshop with another medium, and I started to work on myself, and then it was clear. So to leave finance, to leave real estate as well, and to start a new life and help people. So it started like this.
So did this shift, right? Because I guess it wouldn't have been easy to shift from a stable job to starting something new around mediumship.
Mm.
How did your spirit guides guide you through it?
Actually, at the beginning, I wanted to heal everybody during the night. You wake up at night and suddenly you know that you want to do kind of healing on people
Okay.
and everybody. So in the region, and suddenly I had a voice from a spiritual guys that no, it's not okay. You need their consent before. They need to be okay with that. So it was the first time that I've heard of them really clearly. And then I started to try to discuss with them with meditation, deep meditation in silence, and try to discuss with them and investigate. So it was the beginning. And then during my days at work, so at lunch, um, I had some free time at noon and trying to discuss with them in parks in Geneva. And then I was trying to discuss with them on a phone call, it's not different. Actually, my mediumship is like to have them during a phone call. It's not so different, but with thoughts, actually. So it's really specific, but and then they told me that my destiny is to go on spirituality and to take care of people. So then it was clear. It's like a passion, You want to do it, and you go through it. So there's no lot of question.
So it's as simple as getting on a phone call. You can actually call your spirit guides as if you're dialing on a phone.
Yes, actually, it's quite fast. I just need few minutes. Sometimes it's seconds. It depends, and then I'm on it with them, just getting their answers. I can ask questions and they just reply. But what they prefer is when I just connect to them and I wait for their teachings. You know, so
Is there a
just
specific process that people could like plug and play in their own life to actually call their spirit guides fast?
so it depends as well what are your psychic abilities actually, because it depends from a person to another, so it's really different from it depends what psychic abilities you have in first place that are more developed than others. It can increase over the time, it can improve, so it's what is good, but then you have to be quite at ease with that, to accept yourself, trust yourself. So there's a certain processes, kind of way to get there. So it's not immediate. Some people, they need trainings, they need to trust themselves, to be
Bro, what's wrong
comfortable
with
with
this
that,
internet?
and then they can move to something else. But actually, you just need to use intention. You need to
Intention.
set up your intention. Your will is sufficient for that. So, for instance, what I say and what I teach actually during my workshops, because I organize a lot of workshops with people to explain and to train them, and then they get self confidence with that. So it's perfect. It's just to say, for instance, I'm connected to my spiritual guides. For instance, just that I'm connected, or I'm connecting to them, for instance, to my spiritual guides. But it could be a soul, any soul. So the soul of my grandmother, for instance, can be a lot of things. So as soon as you put this intention in place and you set up it, then it's easy. You just need to wait and it's going to come. But saying that like this, it sounds like too simple, very simple. But actually, it's quite efficient. Usually, I train people during workshops, but I can have private appointments with them. And just in 1 hour, they can train themselves on me. So they will connect to my spiritual guides, etc. And usually, they learn for the first time how to discuss with guides and their other souls. And it's not so difficult for them, but you just need some time to be more comfortable with what is in you. Because actually, it's like to discover yourself. And usually, people, they have some difficulties to discover themselves. It's like it has always been there, but they don't really know how it works. And sometimes you have passive mediumship. And passive mediumship is when you don't do anything, but you will feel something, or you will have the impression that someone is talking to you, or a thought, or something is coming to you. But actually, you don't know how to control it. You don't know what to do with that. And it's where training is important, because you can activate it as well when you want. And this is the best thing, because if you want to help a client, someone who is coming to you, then you need to be able to activate your psychic abilities at that time. And you can see the future as well. You can do many, many things. Many, many things.
I want to delve into the Akashic records. I think it's such a fascinating thing, the fact that every soul's journey is recorded somewhere. So, what's your take on Akashic records? How have they impacted your life?
Okay, Akashic records, you have some mediums, some people, they think that just to tell the life, to explain the life of the person, this past life, they think that it's sufficient. But usually it's not. So you can describe and talk about a life in middle age or whatever, but if we don't know why this life has been shown, why it may have an influence in your life actually right now, it's it's quite useless, because you need to know the problematic, why they are showing this. Is it because you are facing the same issues in your current life compared to the past life? Or maybe they are showing to you an example, something quite good, and they want you to follow this example. And in that case, it's how to do it, how to follow this example in your current life. And usually it's where it's important to have this other part. And yes, we can have access to Akashic records. I think it's guides, spiritual guides, they give this information, like in regressive hypnosis. They will give it to the person who is under hypnosis. And with the medium, it's the opposite. It's the medium who gets the message, and he gets the message and will explain it to the client. And yeah, it's how it works. But usually, if you just describe what was the life it's not sufficient enough. You really need to explain the purpose, sorry, and why we got access to this life. And you have many lives actually. What is interesting, I've done something funny in my workshops because I train as well people to use this ability because it's not really difficult actually. And when you get into the future as well, you get access to Akashic records somehow. And it was to connect yourself to a future life. You know, what life you are going to take in your future. And this is interesting because sometimes it's the opposite of your life. You may have a fear, a critical fear about planes, for instance, and in your future life, you are going to decide to be a pilot, for instance, and airline pilot. And it was the case for someone in a workshop. She was afraid of planes, taking the plane, and actually she will become a pilot in the next life, just to work that. And as well, you may have people they hate a kind of people or a category of people or whoever, and you can be pretty sure that in the next life they are going to be a part of them. Just to discover that. Yeah, it's so it depends. There are multiple things why we get access to these lives and why we are trying to improve ourselves and to discover things as a soul. But it's usually your soul who is going to decide what to do, just to get fun somehow. It's really to get fun with friends, other souls, and usually you get the same souls involved. It's quite often like that. So they follow you on this path.
You mean like from past lifetimes, there's souls that follow you in different lifetimes?
Actually, you have to imagine that you are in a group of friends. So you have a lot of soul friends, and it's the end of your life. You come back at home, and then you will decide, what should we do right now? There's some people they need to develop, maybe to trust themselves. They need to develop that in the next life. So they will put some traps, on the way. They will take friends that maybe be their parents, that are going to be quite severe, maybe a bit nasty parents. And then the soul is going to try to recover from that, maybe lack of love in childhood, and then to try to win the game. So to make it possible to be closer and closer to love, despite the fact that in their childhood they didn't get a lot of love actually. So it's really what we can do as a soul in order to get fun. So it's this kind of stuff. Maybe it can be a love relationship that is not super it's not super easy, And in that case, there is a reason usually. So it's because you are very used to that person, that soul, and over the lives, you get different roles with them. Sometimes your wife can be your brother, your twin brother in the next life, and so it's possible. It's like a theater, It's like a movie. You change. It's a mix of movie with video games. It's really a mix of that. So you do whatever you want actually. And if you want to go other than Earth, somewhere else, so something different from Earth, you can. You have multiple choices. So you are not blocked on Earth as well.
There's something powerful you talk about. You talk about energy healing, right? Some of us, a lot of us have deep-rooted traumas or blockages, right, that cause a lot of frustration and pain in our life. If I look at myself, for example, I see that I have perfectionism. I see that I try to, I'm very self-conscious. I overthink sometimes. And I see these things as the manifestation of a deep-rooted feeling of unworthiness, right? And I think that pretty much everyone can relate to this. So I want to ask you, what is the way to heal that once and for all?
Um, so about healing energy. So first of all, like mediumship, like psychic abilities, everybody can do it. So really with intention. So we all can do it. But actually, you know what I've just mentioned on life, the purpose, what we decide as a soul. Actually, sometimes energy healing, even if it's done by the best person, it's not going to work because you have to improve things with your consciousness. Uh, you have to work on things and to be conscious of your difficulties. And sometimes these difficulties, you need time and you need to be in action. You need to understand what's going on, and it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. So this is why energy healing can help for sure, but sometimes it's not your objective in this life. It's not going to happen. This is why it doesn't work all the time. Sometimes with people they don't feel it, or it has no effect at all because it's not their path. So this is why. And but actually it's a good gift as well because you can decrease pain, you can help people, but sometimes as well you can have extreme things. So for instance, I had a client once and she was totally injured actually on the back and for years, and she thought that energy healing would work for her, and she insisted on that solution for a very long time. But actually, the guys told her, no, you have to go to a surgeon. You have to operate. You have to fix that. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So you have always both ways in life. It's just, there's no better or best way, actually. It's just each way in life for healing is a good one. But maybe one is more appropriate for you. And it's just to go into the good direction, to follow your intuition in that case.
Hmm.
It's very important.
So you should follow your own path. Then the question becomes, what are the signs that this is the path for you, right? Um,
It's a good one. Usually, if it's first of all, you need to think about what you prefer in your life. What would you do without any uh, money issues? So if you don't have any money issues, what do you do of your life? So usually, and it's the question I asked myself when I was in a bank, because okay, it was not what I wanted to do when I was young. It was not my dream at all, and actually I was there. So then you think about it, and what should I do? So first of all, to listen to your passion. So to act in the direction of your passion.
Mhm.
Then for healing, it's related as well, because if you do something that is great for you, that brings a lot of pleasure every day, and you don't have the impression to work, it's an activity and it's sufficient. It brings sufficient things for you to live, and you get enough money with that. So it's perfect as well. Then healing in terms of physical trauma, it's simple. If it keeps getting blocked by things. So for this example with this woman who was injured, etc. Okay, after 1 year, yeah, maybe it was time to think about something, another solution. But she was really focused on that. So many years she waited. She wanted to have something with the energy link. But actually, when it's too long, when you get like walls on your way, it means that you need to deviate from that and to start a new path. They try to bring you to another path, and it's what we call synchronicities. So it comes, it's like a sign of God or whatever, but it's something that will guide you in a direction. And yes, it can be painful. Yes, it can be difficult. It can be something not very fun, actually, at the beginning, but it will bring you to a good path, your path. So it's how it works.
And you feel like this applies to pretty much everything. So first thing that comes to mind is a relationship with a specific girl, and it's been a year where it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But it's always been kind of blocked to some extent where I don't know, it feels like it's not supposed to happen. So what do you think? It applies in everywhere, even in relationships?
Actually, what you are explaining is more about your destiny that you are experiencing. You are doing things with that person because it has been many lives like this with her or with the person. So it's a soul destiny. So uh, yeah, it's a soulmate very close to you, and usually they try to bring things to you and as well, it's kind of message for you to understand how you work internally. What are the beliefs you have? Sometimes you have limitations, your own limitations. Maybe love is not as it's described by others. Maybe you have your own feeling and you know that the person loves you, but you are very different. And maybe you have to learn about these differences. It's your path to learn about these differences. How to be perfectly fine and happy with someone. You know you love the person, but the person is very different from you. Very different. And actually, at one point, you will realize that on both sides. And it's where there is something coming. And it's not only about the world, etc., but it's where you have to be positive in that case, to think that it will go somewhere. It's not for nothing. It will go somewhere. Something is going to pop up from that. And it's where it's not easy to understand because we suffer, but all suffering is in first place because we think that it's the fault of the other person. I suffer because the person I love is not like I want her to be. And it's mainly because of us, actually. If we are fine, we don't judge ourselves, we don't judge others, and we just accept that we like the person, we love her, we love this person, then it's easier for us. But it's our soul path, actually. And at one stage, you are going to like a phoenix to have a rebirth and be different and understand things. And regressive hypnosis is very efficient for that. It's very efficient because you will have good examples, you will have things in that direction, and it will help. You will have advices, lot of advices. This is why, just to explain the life, if, for instance, I show you a life when that person and you are still in the same situation, etc., and yeah, I just show that. It's not going to help. But then, if spiritual guides, they provide additional explanations, why it's like this, what you need to do, why to flee, to escape from that relationship is not a solution, etc. So they will explain different mechanisms that we may not be aware, and our ego is not able sometimes to identify what is there in front of us. The ego is going to say, yes, it's too dangerous for me. I have to flee. I have to go somewhere else, maybe to find someone else. Because if I stay there, I'm going to suffer. Maybe I will be abandoned, rejected, So why I should stay? Why I should stay? But actually, you yeah, it's the ego is like the dark little voice, and not very nice with us, and it tries to protect us actually, but it's not the best way, because the best way is really to listen to our heart and to understand that we love the person, that the person loves us in that case, and as well it's going to be fine. But it's just we have to accept that in the heart of someone else, they may not perceive the reality in the same way as we do. Can be different. And as soon as we have this empathy and we know that they see the reality differently and they have their own way to love, it may evolve and it may improve. And then when the two of them are okay with that, yeah, it's another life. A good one.
Yeah, a good one. Um, there's something that popped to mind just now. I see a lot of 111s, 222s. 222 like crazy amount, Azra. Crazy, like every single day, 5 to 7 times a day. So,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think about these angel numbers? And do they have any substance? Do they mean something?
Okay, so it's about synchronicities in first place, but it's your soul who underlines them. So your soul is going to spot it. It's really that. So to make you realize that, oh, by the way, look at this. Look at this. 22, 22. Yes, it's a good one. And at the same time, you have a very important word somewhere on internet, on a video or whatever, and yes, so it will resonate again. But it's your soul doing that, preparing you to the fact that there's something after life, there's something above physical reality, and you are in your own reality. You are actually, as a soul, you set up your own reality. And it's difficult to understand, but your reality is like to have a screen in front of you. It's exactly the same. I can see you, but you are not really there. But this screen is going to reproduce what you are actually physically, and I can see you. And our reality is the same. So there are interaction between our realities, but actually we have full control on it. So it's just to show that you have a full control on this reality, and there's something more. So at the beginning of a spiritual awakening, so it's what you get. Okay, so and as well, it can be for many years a spiritual awakening. So and it's going to continue like this for you until the day that you totally surrender to that. So it will be interesting at that day.
What do each number have a specific thing? So 111, 222, 333. What do each of these angel numbers mean?
There's no meaning in my opinion. It's just it's like a flag. It's like a spot. So they try to make you react to that, and sometimes there can be something on top, something just that was said or something there, but otherwise, it's just to it's like a hello, I'm there, we are there. It's more like this. We are there, there's something. And actually, in the future, it will be like the spirit world, actually. It means that you need something, and someone is going to come with a solution for you, and good synchronicity, because you as well, you have something to bring to that person, and vice versa. So it's going to work like this in the future. People, they are going to find someone who can help them, and in return they will be helped. So
You know, Azra,
synchronicity.
a lot of
This
people
is the best one.
a lot of people are fascinated by synchronicities. I've had multiple synchronicities in my life where I was perhaps lost as to what to do in my career, and then just a friend calls me to go for vacation, and I meet his cousin, and then I start working with him, and it's like synchronicities after synchronicities after synchronicities. So, how can people have more synchronicities in their life to, yeah, more synchronicities?
You have to follow your passion. So if you are a photographer, if you are a traveler or a vlogger, whatever you are, and actually you may be a hair cutter, they like to do their job. It's
Yeah.
a passion as well to help people, to support them, and or someone working with flowers or whatever. And as soon as you are there where you were supposed to be and you do what you like, you would get a lot of wants. For instance, if you think that, oh yes, and it's quite often the case, I have healers, as well mediums. They come to me and they say, yes, I don't have a lot of money, I don't get a lot of clients, etc. But actually, when you have your passion and you don't get a lot of money, it's because you don't accept what you have. So to be rich of many abilities. You are not rich because of money, but about abilities, psychic abilities. So usually they specialize themselves to one thing, but they dream about being a medium, for instance, if they are healers. Or if they are mediums, they don't take money because they think that it's going to hurt whatever it is. Actually, they think that it's not good to take money for that. But actually, you need money to be at ease, to be happy without any stress, because you need to pay a lot of things in order to make your work, actually. And this is the first place. So you have to go into the direction of your passion, something you prefer, and then accept that you have multiple things within you that will bring you these synchronicities. So, for instance, if you are a photographer and you want to travel but you don't have money, you will go to a company saying to them, oh, listen, I can take photos in that country, and it will help you then to sell your travels or whatever. And and then someone will accept, or you will meet someone in the street saying, oh yes, I need someone, etc. So it will help you as soon as you are in your good way, your good path. So yeah, as someone who is acting in the direction of his
Of his passion.
passion. Yeah.
Mm. I had a friend that I met in Zurich, in Switzerland, and the first time I met her, she told me how she was very clairsentient. She felt a lot in advance what would happen, and she
Mhm.
told me this crazy story where she once felt like her cousin was gonna pass away, and the
Mhm.
next day she actually was at the park, and a car um, drives by over her cousin. And that's to some extent scary to have this psychic ability, because it can sometimes be a curse and a blessing at the same time.
Mhm. It's not easy, but usually it's because there is a path. So it's like in my life, I can have insights of the future. I know what's going to happen to me. Uh, I- yeah, currently I'm finalizing my book, and I know it's going to work well. So it will be in French for the time being, but then it will be translated, etc. So it's what I've been told, and since the beginning, I get information. I can get very difficult information sometimes, honestly, and usually I'm not prepared, but we have to accept. And this is one of the learnings that are coming to us: how to be in a surrender mode, not put us in under pressure, just to not anticipate too much, to release, actually,
A-
to
Azra,
give up
there's a
on
question,
that.
ba- based on what you said, there's a question that really, really intrigued me. You say you have visions of the future. Do you have an instance where that vision, something pops to mind where a vision became reality fast, or like you imagined it, or like you got the vision?
Actually, depends what are your psychic abilities. On my side, I will have a visual. I can see couples, for instance, what they do, if it's going well. I can see a smile. For instance, earlier I saw you quite happy, actually. So it's good sign. I like to see people happy, but actually, sometimes I have old women, they are in solitude, alone, and I can see them in the sofa in front of the TV, and and I can see that after 1 year, after 2 years, etc., and always like this. And you have free will. It's super important on future. With your free will, you can change what you have seen. Actually, there is a part of destiny, for sure, but there is also free will, and the future is not determined at 100%. It's not the case. We can always change it, and if we are not happy about it, we can change that. And so, yes, it happened a lot of time, actually. Uh, yeah, as well in my private life. Honestly, it was tough because um, yes, I was in with my family. Actually, it was working well, but I've been advised that I will get separated from them, and voluntarily and before, actually. So a lot before. So it was a big surprise for me. So a divorce, So when you have that is coming, you are a bit under stress, I can tell you, because you have difficulty to understand that how it can be possible. It works, actually, but actually, I changed my mind a few months after that, and I realized that I had to move on to another relationship, or to with myself, and maybe with someone else in the future. So it was something important, and yeah, you have many things like this. You can anticipate people who are going to die, like the story you mentioned, and this is life. But at the end, they yeah, they are still there. They don't disappear. We don't lose them. They are still there. So we can discuss with them. It's funny.
Um, hmm. What has the spirit world taught you? The biggest lesson about how to live your life in a good way.
Okay, it's really at the beginning when I started to be a medium, and it was the first workshop, and I participated to it as a student. Actually, I was a student, and I received the message because you train yourself with other people. It's you are in group of two participants, and one is the client, the other is the medium. It's like in my workshops. It was working the same way. And actually, they told me to clean my garden, my personal internal garden, before to help others. So it's really important when we want to help people to work on ourselves and to improve things. So to clean the fears and the limiting beliefs. So there's always something that is going to be there, and it can be a long work, honestly, because it depends the difficulties you faced in your childhood, or in others on other stuff, and yeah, it's a long run. But as soon as you work on yourself, then you are more in a position to support others as well. So this was the best advice I think I received at the really beginning.
That's beautiful, man. That's such a powerful piece of wisdom to know that you should work on your internal garden first, to then be able from that place to give to others. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, you can do it at the same time, actually, and as well, it's really important to start anyway. And it's also it's a piece of advice I can give to people if they want to start as a medium, and they have to start soon. As soon as they feel that it's okay, they have to start. It won't be perfect at the beginning. Yes, maybe some people won't understand the message, or it won't be clear. But anyway, they will help people. They will help people. So it's important to start, and then it will improve. Then clairsentience or clairvoyance, etc. Other clairs are going to develop, and it's going to increase. It has been my case. I can testify on it. I can share that. It's really really important how it increases over the months. Actually, it's very fast, very fast.
Mm. Yeah, it sounds very interesting, and it's something that Leah talked to me about, and she said how she tried it with you, and that she felt that I was also maybe perhaps clairsentient or a medium to some extent. I'm not sure yet. Maybe it's something that's passive that needs to be activated, but this is what intrigued me to do this conversation, and I'm eternally grateful for your time, for your energy, and for your love, and I want to thank you for being here. That's number one.
Thank you.
And I want to give you the space to share anything you're excited about, any project, anything that you're working on.
Okay, super nice of you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for receiving me today. It was super nice.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Yeah. So, and about the future, your future, you could be surprised, honestly. I have the feeling that we have almost the same type of life with surprises, big surprises.
Yeah, life is a big
Once.
surprise. That's so interesting. It's fascinating to me the fact that we have this capability within us to activate these psychic abilities that helps us connect to the metaphysical realm. There's something that pops to mind, and I don't know if you're open to it, but I want to ask you: is can we actually try to connect with my spirit guides? Is it doable now?
You want to do it online?
Yeah, what
Yes, I do live things. Yeah, for sure. Let's do it. No problem.
Okay.
And as well, so usually it's it's a message to help you as well in your life, and you can ask questions as well.
Okay. Okay.
So okay, let's go then. So the technique I'm using, by the way, is what we call clairaudience. Okay, and it's by thoughts, so it's really similar to telepathy. Okay, but if I'm accelerating, it's a bit like Bashar. It's channeling. So don't be surprised if I speak fast
Okay.
at one time, because it will be channeling.
Okay.
Okay. So this is that you are doing great job. You are helping a lot of people. He knows that he is doing a good effect on their lives, helping them. He has trust in himself. He's confident. He knows that it's not the end of his destiny. There's always more coming, more ideas, and more resources as well. It's not going to stop there for sure. It's going to develop, to increase. The momentum is going to go up. In the coming years, it's going to be a bit surprised because things are going to change a lot. Currently, he knows that things are a bit difficult, and because of the world. And actually, things that are very difficult now may be arranged going forward. So it's not going to stay like this forever. It's going to improve a lot. And his role is going to evolve as well with that. So currently, he's on the way. The way that has been his destiny for a very long time. But for the time being, he has to be more comfortable with that idea that going forward, things are going to improve. It's not going to stay like this. There's no need to be afraid of, just to be confident that it's going to improve. And it's going to change a lot of things in his life. Things are going to improve in all different directions. As well, his own connection is going to improve. to spirit world is going to be really different for him. And as well, his position, what he's doing, is going to take another turn. Is going to be very different in the next years. He has to be confident. Is what we can tell him. Why now? Because sometimes he has some doubts, and it's important to be confident. As well, to understand that some people in this life, they have a path that may be a bit difficult for them. And sometimes we try to help them, but they don't listen to us. And it's life. Meaning that they will learn during this life, or maybe in another life. And it's their responsibility. But it's not yours. You don't need to be worried about the fact that some people, they won't listen to you. It's not really the problem. It's more about you, and just to understand that they may need time. They may not be where you are currently, and they may need time. And this time will come. It will come maybe during your life, or maybe in another life. But just to be patient with them, and to continue on your way to help them and support them. It's very important to support them, because otherwise, it will be the end of your journey. So as soon as you continue and you support them, there will be more surprises. Every different life is going to attend you in the next 3 years. You will see. Okay. So if you have questions, you can go ahead.
The first thing that pops to mind is that most of the things you said are true. Yet, I'm a person that is really I don't know how to lie. Literally, you would see it in 1 second. I feel like it was general, where it's like it can apply to anyone. So I want to see with a specific thing to see the validity. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to criticize. I'm just trying to see how real this is.
Sure. So actually you can feel it in first place. If you were able to feel it, you would feel it. And probably in your heart it's resonating. It's like something that it will trigger something.
Okay.
Usually it's what you feel. Actually, as well, it's a public video, and it's not like an individual one. So as well, you are being protected somehow, and depends what you want to know.
Okay, got you.
When you can ask a question, very personal, and you will see the answer, but you will determine what can be said on that video. Actually, it's they won't betray you. They are not going to make you suffer, and it's not really the objective. As well, they in your future. As well, what they have mentioned, and I'm using other types of connection there, but what they want to mean is that currently the kind of disappointment with regard to humanity, and actually you can go into a better direction, into a better world, if you think that you go there. And it's you have your own reality, actually. So it's really you deciding that, and if you want to go into good direction, you go there. So it's really what they were telling you, and it's important. As well, I accepted this interview.
Yep.
This podcast, because I received good feedbacks on that. Otherwise, so you are very helped and considered on Spirit World, and they can tell that you help people. So currently, you had basically what they what is important for you. But you may have questions, actually. So just go ahead.
I respect a lot what you said, and I feel I'm very intuitive, so I feel someone if he's genuine or not, and you feel fully genuine, like you have gone through the path and you're actually talking real stuff, because there's a lot of mediumship where it's like, am I sure? Is this really true? With you, I feel like it's true. Like you're actually saying things that resonate. So Let me think of specific questions. Is that fine if I ask something specific just to get to know more?
Yes, you
Okay.
can for sure.
Okay, let me think of something. Um okay, let me think of something that is really specific.
On your or one of your if you need, for instance, a specific help on something, on a problem you have,
Okay.
you just can mention it and they can, for instance, help you on this specific issue. So it's very useful because if I need to take a difficult decision, they can help me as well. So you can ask and it may talk to you. You don't need to give a lot of details there, but they will know what you mean.
Okay, should I
They are with you.
Okay, I have this question in mind. Should I go all in on this podcast? I have a business and I have this podcast and I have this question. Should I go all in this?
Interesting question. Okay, let's see in practice as well how you can reach that goal if you want to do it. So I will see that. Okay. Currently, they say that you are not all in into that podcast. So you have not yet started to be all in for the time being. So one second, they will complete. Okay, I will let them speak freely on that. One second. So in this life, you have multiple options. This choice you want to make is a deep one. So it's really something that you want to do. But currently, it's a question of practice, how you want to make it viable, and you need support on material aspects. This support on material aspects is your call in first place. You have the possibility to trigger this one with different ways. But currently, the most difficult part is for you to get interest with immediate effect on your audience. And this is currently difficult to get simply because of a lack of patience. And this patience can grow up, can increase over the time. And as well, you can have various possibilities. And the first thing you can think of is definitely about advertising with different people, with different participants, especially people coming. So if you use the people who come to this kind of podcast, they will be able to as well to bring their followers, people who think about them. But as well, if you get a thematic, an open mind about that, you will increase the audience automatically. Some people, they think that this kind of podcast sometimes is a bit difficult to follow because they don't spend a lot of time on internet and they cannot spend their whole lives there. And it's legitimate. The only way then is to make it shorter. And it will be the answer for today, to make it shorter, because you can do teasing, advertising, short ones, and to show them to people, and to mix as well with what you have already. Currently is why we are telling you that it's not yet there where it should be, because it's in first place your call. You could transfer more actively people following you to different actions, to like this one, to podcast. It's possible for you to bring one universe to another universe. It's something you can do in your life. But again, it's your call. And somehow, It's what you feel in your heart that is important. If you are called to it, you will go there. If you are not called to it, it's maybe because it's not very interesting for you. But currently, what we see in the future is that it's going to come. You are going to change your way to think about it, and as well how to implement, how to put in action what you prefer. But it's a question of time, so you don't need to be in a hurry. You can adapt things quite quickly, and it's your quality. You know how to do that. You have time, but there is no multiple way. It's simply to get people where they should be, a preference for you, to adapt, to make shorter formats, to make it quick, because people don't have a lot of time usually, and as well to have partnerships with people who will join your sessions. Simple as that. If you do that, it's going to work well. Okay. I can go on the future if you want.
You want to try the future? We'll try the future, then we'll go to.
in future.
I would love that. And we can try also after, we'll give more general advice for all the audience so that they can also benefit from all that we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, thank you so much, Azra, first of all, for the two readings you did. And I would love to see what the future holds.
Sure, as you want. So you want the future right now? Or
Yeah, we can do it. We can do it. And then we'll jump into
Yeah.
advice. Yeah.
okay, sure. Okay. So apparently you are going to be supported. I don't know by who exactly in details, but you are going to be supported in your actions, especially on YouTube, and so you will get support, more support. And they are telling me that you need to be supported. Some people, they need to help you because you are doing most of the things alone, but it's like in your community, some people are going to support you. Again, they speak about this partnerships, mainly. I can see that it's increasing your followers on YouTube quite quickly. But what I can see as well is that you are happy. So it's you take pleasure to it, to have these questions, to get more information, people to be open-minded about different topics, different things, and you don't hesitate to share that with people more actively. Actually, yeah, and as well, I don't know when exactly, but do you have children?
Not yet.
Is it not yet? So it's coming apparently. So you will have. So I will get something precise if you want. So the first one. Hmm. Okay, for sure for the next 2 years, it's for sure. But this seems to be next year in first place. Yeah. So next year, apparently. I don't know if you have someone in your life, but next year it could be.
Thank you, Azra. I thank you in advance. In advance. Such a pleasure. Thank you so much for your readings.
Yeah,
Azra,
it's good.
yeah, it is. It is. It is. Azra, where can people find you if they want to connect with you or learn more about mediumship or even get a certification as a medium?
Yeah, it's coaching a bit. I'm sorry. So, but I think I understood the question. So, I am on Instagram. So Azra Energies. So it's easy to find me with Instagram. I have a TikTok account, but I don't use it anymore because it was too difficult on TikTok. So it's a difficult community usually TikTok, but Instagram it's a bit more mature and in love actually. So I'm mainly there,
Okay.
and I have a website. And for the timing, I don't do workshops in English, but it will come one day, I guess. It will come. It's mainly in French for the time being. So yeah, with my French accent, what else? But yeah, and anyway, if someone who wants to develop his in English, I have private appointments for that, and it's easy because in 1 hour we can unblock a lot of things. So this is great, especially with someone who feels that it's something quite interesting, and it's what I tell people actually when they don't know if you want to make it or not. They yeah, you just need to tell them, it's your core. It's what you feel is interesting in you, and it's what we call about passion. Yes. So to go toward your passion. So let's go. Just to give up on that and accept it, and because it's like you have two legs, you don't know what to do with that, and to live without knowing that you have two legs in order to walk, it's a bit a shame actually. And when you discover that you have a physical feeling, that you can have thoughts, telepathy, or you can have clairvoyance or whatever, then you think, but how I've been able to live like this without using that is part of me, because it's part of you. And it's more about discover yourself and to know who you really are, because it's like to wake up after a long accident and just who I am. And this is the first question to answer, I think.
Pleasure, Azra. I'm going to put all the links below. For everyone that watched this, it's been such a pleasure to have you here. We've learned today about Akashic Records, how to talk to your spirit guides like you're talking to them on a phone. And Azra shared that you should have the intention, ask the question, and be open to receive. He talked about passion and how following that can help you find more serendipity and more synchronicities in your life. And yeah, I think it's been such a beautiful episode. I learned so much. We did some readings, and he predicted that I would have a kid in a year, which is something I'm.
Year or two, but next year, yeah, it sounds like the most important probability.
Okay, it sounds interesting. I'm going to come back to this on November 19th, 2025, and see what's.
See, but anyway, really on clairvoyance, etc. I want to bring some comfort to people.
Yeah.
On that, you have free will that is super important.
Yeah.
Sometimes, so if it's your destiny to be a father, it will happen, you know. But sometimes there are things that are not about free will, or sometimes it's about free will. So it depends. Free will is really important because it can change a lot of things.
Okay. Okay, got you. Azra, thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure. I wish you all the best and much love.
Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you very much. Ciao.
Bye bye.